for us, we prefer to focus on a riff that people can remember, people can whistle or sing, like you can do with an old Sepultura album, for example.
Yeah.
Hey everyone, welcome to the channel. My name is Belgian Jasper. If this is your first time in the channel, hit subscribe right now.
All right, Vlad, thank you so much for your time today. I'm really excited to talk to you because it's the first time I get to talk to you, and you've been around for a while. And not that I am the standard, but maybe just start straight at that point. It really feels that this release, this album that's about to come out February 2nd, is already getting a lot more traction than what you've done before. And I know that there's obviously you're doing things on this album that has never been done before, and it's a bigger scale and all that kind of stuff. But just from the buzz that this album is generating already, it seems like Necrowretch is ready to jump out of that underground of extreme metal. Do you feel something similar? Like, do you see different reactions, different interests than before?
Yeah, thanks for the interview first, and nice to speak to you as well. I think, yes, we spent a lot of time to work on this album, and thanks to the COVID, actually, or fuck the COVID, it depends from which eye you see it, because we had a previous album, The Ones from Hell, that was released a couple of weeks before the COVID, and we were about to embark a European tour, and we canceled like 6 days before the tour, and all the festivals were like postponed or canceled forever, you know what I mean? So straight from the beginning, 4 years ago, actually, we knew that the fourth album, The Ones from Hell, was kind of doomed, and we could not promote it the way we wanted. So we directly started to write a new record, and we say, okay, we just lost one album. Only the fan base will bought it. We will not reach a new audience. So now let's go back to work, and we start everything from zero. First, a new lineup with a new drummer, which is like very important, you know, for extreme metal, because mostly the drummer is like holding all the house together. And later some new instrument as well, a new studio, a new way to write the song, a lot of demos also between the band members before proceeding to the records. Like all time, you know, like 3 or 4 days rehearsal in garage to work the song properly, as there was no live activity, there was no promo, there was nothing to do. So we had plenty of time to work on the album. And in the end, we hit the studio. We stayed for a long time, also like 5 weeks in a studio, which is pretty long because for the previous album it was like 10 days maximum. So this time we really spent a long time on the production, and we went out from the studio with the mastering, and be sure that was really our best production so far. Also, the artwork, I don't know if you can see behind me, it's like
we can.
Yeah, we wanted something that is non-metal, something, I don't know, pretty different. I really enjoyed the last Dune movie, you know, and there is a second one coming next year, so I'm just hoping Denis Villeneuve will call us maybe for the original soundtrack, but so far no call. No, but kidding apart, we wanted to express ourselves in some evil from the eastern side, and bring the topic to something different, because we did some album in the past like extreme metal, very fast and like to the standard, and now we wanted to push the band to a new direction, maybe to a new horizon that we didn't reach before. Therefore, I think the album already have a good success in the pre-order, because there is our fan base plus the new audience that is discovering the band at the moment.
Your previous album came out, you know, weeks before the pandemic, you know, fucked everything up, and I think you called it just now like it's a lost album. So when you do go back on the road with this whole new album and a different approach and almost a different band, does that then also mean, like, you know, the past is the past and you're going to focus on the new album when you're promoting, or are you going to be promoting both albums when you go on the road?
No, we will mostly promote this one, and we actually plan to play the album in its entirety when we will be for headliner show, and when we will be a support band. Then we will, let's say, play the A side of the vinyl, and then go to some classical Necrowretch song. But no, we prefer to play the new album first, as I said before, because of the drummer. You know, when a drummer records the album, it's way more easy for him or for her to play what he recorded compared to play what another drummer wrote. This is really most difficult for drummers. So, and also everyone is more interested about this record. The songs are better, even for live. The ambience are more interesting. The guitar riff, everything is like, okay, we take the song and we say the old song doesn't match. Doesn't have a chance compared to the new record. We will just keep some classics from our back catalog, because this is already the fifth album, so we have like plenty of songs that can be included in the set list, and that's it. No, it will be mostly promoted on this, but do not worry, there will also be some oldies goodies on the set list.
Yeah. Okay, good. All right, let's close the door on that, and let's now just focus fully on the new album. And Vlad, I'm gonna start doing that by polishing your ego here a little bit. And the people that watch this channel a lot know that I don't do that often in interviews. This album is really good. This is your best album without a doubt. And so far, and I know that we're only getting started here in 2024, but obviously, you know, we've listened to many albums that are going to come out soon as well for other interviews, whatever. This is one of the best albums to come out this year that we've heard so far. I'm really, really excited about this album coming out. And, you know, it's going to come out really soon as we're talking. We're just 2 weeks away, really. So very, very exciting stuff. Now that I've polished your ego, let's dive into it. And analyze it a little bit. And let's start with what you just said earlier. Like, you know, yeah, you can see the cover art behind me. We want to do something a little different. The cover art came out super sick. You know, it's going to be great on merch, on posters, what have you, on patches, on vinyl covers. I like the fact you called it out. We wanted to do something different. And that's true as well. Like, is this cover really, the cover art is just a statement like, hey, don't make too many expectations when you're going to listen to this album, because you guys have been labeled everything from a death metal band to death black band to black and death band, what have you. This is a different sound, and the cover art had to represent that.
Yeah, definitely. I will say the previous album, the ones from Mayo, was already with a like kind of Chinese mask demon artwork, but that's very surprising. Many people say maybe this artwork is shit because it's not like the standard metal, but mostly it was pretty well acclaimed because it was looking so badass on vinyl, and everyone can see this vinyl is a Necrowretch vinyl. And there is two things. First, I want if someone go to a vinyl shop and there is like say 50 vinyl in a box, he will pass, and then he will stop on this one, obviously. This is and so he will check and maybe he will buy, or hopefully will like. And the second thing is also, as the album is fully focused on the Dajjal, I guess we will arrive to the thematic of the album after the Eastern demons and some kind of Middle East crazy devils. Therefore, the album needed to be in this red, gold, sand kind of thematic. It was the only possibility for us, and honestly, we were not interested to have a cover art that already give all the secrets of the album. No, this cover art is mysterious. Even we didn't put the logo of the band. We just kept a little Necrowretch writing, like a simple typo, because we wanted the main character to take all the attention.
There's a lot of things going on, but what is really cool when we go into the album and listen to the album is it's still a song-centric album, where I find a lot of bands these days, especially in extreme metal, and I want to add atmosphere and mystery, sometimes the songs get lost in telling that story. But with you guys, every song is a song. there's a riff to every song, even if you sometimes surprise us throughout a song. It feels like you guys went into writing this album with like, hey, these songs by themselves have to stand on their own 2 feet, not just, oh, it's part of an album. Am I onto something, or am I way off here?
No, you're on, and obviously all the bands will always say our new album is the best, blah blah. We know all these bands, for 40 years they say it's the best album, and everyone go to see them for the first albums in live. With Necrowretch, we started with 15 years ago with no experience at all. In the beginning, we did our demo. We didn't even know how to tune our guitar properly, so we really started from zero. And of course, everything is getting better and better. And everyone that is coming to our live shows since all this time is always saying to us, the new album is the best. The new album is the shit. And no one talks so much about the demos or other stuff. So that's the sign that all new production are actually our best one. Also, regarding the riff and what you say to the construction of the song, even if this album can be considered as the most black metal album of Necrowretch, I will say, because the band are always had a foot in black and death in the same time.
Yeah.
We still are very big fans of bands like Early Death or Sepultura, and therefore I think in the songwriting, even if it can sound black metal, we will play the riff 4 times or maybe 8 times in maximum, and then we will move to something else and create a lot of dynamics. Where in some traditional Norwegian bands, which I also really like, you have the same riff for like 5 minutes, and after you can get lost. I know it's all about the atmosphere and the feeling to walk into a mountain forever. It can be good, but for Necrowretch, we are looking for more dynamics, and therefore the songs are still very catchy. And another thing is that the writing process, I always write the riff with acoustic guitar and not electric one. So it's important to me not to have any distortion or not any amplifier when I write the song. I just use a textbook and paper notes, and my acoustic guitar, because I say if the riff sounds good in an acoustic guitar, it will sound huge with distortion.
Exactly.
But in this way, you can be sure all your riff will be catchy. But if you write a riff with a full distortion, maybe in the end it's shit. Or just the distortion is doing the job. And sometimes I hear some extreme metal bands, the riff is just like one note playing like this forever. Okay, it will be boring very fast. And for us, we prefer to focus on a riff that people can remember, people can whistle or sing, like you can do with an old Sepultura album, for example.
Ever since Venislav joined the band and could take over some part of the guitars, off of your plate, he started focusing more on leads, for example, allowing you to be, more focused on vocals. You've shared in the past that, having him join, that really opened up for you to kind of explore some different things. Since that happened, like for you, like what's the biggest lesson that you've learned, in your own, artistic development, if you will, in those last few years?
The biggest will be, I will say, even if you're, for example, I write most of the music, but for this album we did really a full lineup co-writing. I am at the beginning of many ideas and many riffs, but the most important is also to trust your lineup. And sometimes you can think, okay, I wrote all the songs in 2 days, it's sounding great, we will record like this. But it's important also to listen what everyone can say, because maybe this guy the guitarist can have a slight idea to twist one riff, and in the end everything sounds better just because you changed 2 notes and you didn't have this idea at the beginning. So therefore also we spend a lot of time to, I don't know, the song you're listening is like the version 50 or 60 of every song. It's moved so much. We change. Sometimes we finish the song and we say, okay, then now the finish will become the start, and we will reverse everything and it will sound better like this. And sometimes you cannot have this idea by yourself, so it's important to have a good lineup with you that can be also dedicated to the album and listen to them. I guess it will be the biggest lesson for me because I'm the only remaining member from the band after all these years and lineup change.
Yeah. Is that an insight that? Because basically you're saying is like, you have to have, there has to be a team of people, and people have to listen to each other, people have to trust each other. Is that an insight you have now? Because you already had that insight in the early days, but you didn't have the right team, or did you as a person also have to mature to realize you had to be more open to that?
Both, I will say. Or you make a one-man band and you make like kind of bourgeois music, and of course you will be happy with yourself. Or you play with a band, and so the band is playing all together, and some people can have some idea, even if the idea is not kept at the very end. It's important to listen to this idea and to say, okay, let's try. It works, it doesn't work, but we give a chance.
2024 has started. Very soon we'll have your album, which means there's a lot of time still in 2024 to keep promoting this album. For all the people out there like myself that are super excited for his album to come out and to see these songs performed live, and preferably on a headline show where you can perform the whole album, what can we keep our fingers crossed for? What should we keep our eyes open for? What's coming our way?
Video clips first, that will come to continue the promotion of the album, because it's important. I will say now it's even more important, the promotion, the art, and everything about imagery is even more important than the music. So we will continue to craft some video, of course, with our vision and our production possibilities for Necrowretch. And later we are already planning some shows in France. Actually, the first one is on this Saturday. So many shows in France to start. Of course, it's our homeland, and we have already the biggest part of our fan base is here. Some shows in Europe are also planned, and hopefully it will be very good to play in the USA for the first time. Many people for over a decade are asking, when are you coming to the USA? Say, yeah, when we will find a proper option, because we all know the stories of bands coming from under the blanket, like in secrecy. And then they arrive at the airport and everyone is kicked because they don't have the right to come and perform. Or we hear this story of bands going in the US and being totally ripped off. And in the end, they finish the tour and they need to pay back 10,000 euro or something in band group, and the lineup breaks. So, of course, we are waiting to have a proper option. And I think if Necrowretch come in the USA, it will be better that we come to support a bigger band, and we do not really want to do our US debut playing in bars in front of 50 people, like of course we did in France at the beginning, but right now we will prefer to come and play directly in a medium club capacity, let's say. So hopefully one tour package can happen. Let's keep the finger crossed for this. We are working on possibility at the moment. I cannot say at the moment if it will work, but we are trying our best.
Awesome. Well, I'll keep my fingers crossed that you guys not only come to North America, but that you do some shows in Canada as well, and that we can see you in Toronto or Montreal or what have you. If not, we'll just have to, come to Europe and see you play in France, or I have a feeling we'll see you at some festivals this summer as well. So I am excited for that. Vlad, thank you so much for your time today. I really appreciate it. I know it's late in France right now, so I do appreciate you, spending some time to answer some of my questions. I am truly, genuinely excited for this album. I think it's a very, very strong album, and I can't wait to have my own vinyl copy and come see you guys at the shows. Thank you so much, man.
Thank you so much. The album will come out in February 2nd. People can already pre-order from Season of Mist webshop or directly through the band if they prefer. And thanks for your support, and obviously see you in 2024. Cheers.
Absolutely.
You are awesome for watching this video. Click right here to see more content like it and subscribe to the channel.